Check. If I could get everybody's attention, especially if you're in the other room with the hors d'oeuvres, we're going to have a little bit of a short program here and then another program later on after dinner. But if we can get everybody to come into the main room, we're going to go ahead and get this thing started. Okay, well, good evening, everybody. My name is Jeff Phillips. I'm the president of Roselaw Supermarkets. I'm really honored to be up here to be in the role of MC tonight as we get ready to do a little bit of honoring of one of our favorite people in the room, Jan G. Some of you have traveled from quite a ways away, and I appreciate you making that extra effort to be here tonight. I will also say that, you know, as we get ready to celebrate here, it's you look around the room and you think, gosh, there should be so many more people. And honestly, there were a lot of people that really wanted to be here, but because of the COVID requirements or concerns that they had for maybe putting themselves in a position to expose themselves, they chose not to do that. So the COVID pandemic certainly has created some uncertain times with regard to the restrictions around gatherings, and it's introduced us to social distancing and masking and new sanitation and cleaning protocols. We've also experienced a little bit of what they call COVID fatigue. And this evening, we're going to do all of the right things to keep us safe, but we're also going to set aside that whole fatigue issue and celebrate a woman who has such enormous impact on our businesses, on our industry, and on the success of our association. So tonight, our full attention is going to be on Jan G. And I want to share some of Jan's history with you and some of her accomplishments. So I've got a little bit of a script here, and I'm going to stick to it so that I don't start to ramble, but I would tell you that Jan G began her career as a Chamber of Commerce and Association manager in 1974. She was known as a passionate advocate for the private sector at all levels of government when the State Chamber of Commerce tapped her as their retail lobbyist. 10 years later, in 1984, she was named as the founding president and CEO of the Washington Retail Association, which, by the way, still flourishes today. It was there that her love of the grocery industry sort of began. Following a career of 9 years as a contract lobbyist for both retail and grocery, Jan was selected as the president and CEO of the Washington Food Industry Association, which now serves not only the needs of independent grocers, but also the needs of our convenience stores as well, and their supply chain. Jan has really worked tirelessly to draw attention to the concerns and the many contributions of WFIA members. She has never been afraid of a legislative fight. Jan has brought her political relationships, her knowledge, and her unparalleled passion to lobby on our behalf. She has earned the respect of both friends and foes, and has certainly left her positive mark on our industry. Jan took over at WFIA as the president and CEO after a split in the association. Many of you who have been around for a while remember that. The staff was reduced and the budget needed some major overhaul. Jan immediately went to work reassembling the association, building a strong board and processes to support her efforts. She revived the PAC and increasing the lobby presence at both the Capitol here in Washington State as well as Washington, D.C. Her experience building associations as well as her years as a lobbyist, including being WFIA's contract lobbyist at one point in time, gave her the knowledge to create success for WFIA. But the real key was Jan's determination and commitment to the members of this association. And I think all of us can certainly testify to that. During the first few years in our WFIA role, and on a shoestring budget, Jan brought WFIA back to its former prestige with a staff of 2 and 1 contract lobbyist. Through many hours of work, many miles on the road, and sheer grit, Jan worked with the WFIA members to make the impact of the association appear much larger than it really was. Legislators knew who to call when they had questions, and they certainly knew who to count on when they needed help with a grocery issue. Our small but mighty little association, led by Jan, organized winning campaigns against a 20-cent plastic bag fee in Seattle, helped retailers successfully negotiate alcohol sales, fought back against taxes on food products, negotiated to obtain better results for the grocery and convenience store industry on several key pieces of legislation, got WFIA supported candidates elected, including J.T. Wilcox, who I think is here tonight. Is he? No? Not yet? Maybe? Okay. And of course, started our education foundation. Under Jan's leadership, WFIA has achieved financial stability, operated a very successful workers' comp retro program, established an effective government affairs committee and active legislator member engagement, developed a legislative grassroots call to action site, improved vendor retail relations through our Connect fundraising event, and focused attention on the next generation of retailers through our education foundation and our Best Bagger program. She and her team took the lead in convening experts, disseminating information, and fighting for the association membership during this current COVID crisis. And those of you who have tuned into the weekly COVID updates know that Jan has brought a wealth of information to all of us. That is very useful. Jan has served on the board of directors of the Food Industry Association Executives since 2011, was elected as chair of the board this year. She is a past member of the National Grocers Association Board of Directors, where she was a passionate advocate for the independent grocery industry. She's a member of the Food Marketing Institute and the National Association of Convenience Stores. She was honored as a recipient of the NGA Leadership Award, the Progressive Grocers Top Woman in Grocery Senior Executive Level Award, and was recently named Woman of the Year by the Women Grocers of America of NGA. In 2019, Kathy McMorris Rogers, our Congresswoman, read into the congressional records a statement of recognition of her long career representing the voice of family-owned grocery stores and her hard work in helping to support the next generation of female leaders, entrepreneurs, and small business owners in the state of Washington. As the years have gone by and the staff has grown, the core values that Jan has brought to the association remain. Members have always come first, receiving the staff's full attention and focus. Today, elected officials and the press know who WFIA is and why it matters. And we have Jan G. to thank for all of that. What an amazing career, what an amazing woman. And as she begins her life as a retiree, we offer her our deepest gratitude and wish her health and happiness and all that life has to offer. So please stand and help me recognize our very own, our beloved Jan G. Okay, so before we get to dinner, I've got at least one more duty to attend to here. First of all, I want to recognize and show our appreciation for the sponsors of tonight's event. Tyler Meyer, Tyler, where are you? Right over here. So Tyler Meyer made an amazing contribution of this venue, the catering, the audiovisual component that has been a huge part of tonight's event and will be a further bigger part of this event when you see some videos that have been recorded by some of Jan's mentors and supporters. So Tyler, thank you so much for all that you've done to help this night be available for us. Ron Megahan from Metropolitan Markets provided the centerpieces. John Moore from Young's Market, I want to thank him for all the gift bag items that you have in front of you there. Kevin Stormans provided the champagne, and there were also some monetary contributions. Phil Blackburn, Rosars, Larry Baker from Bunzel Distributing, Craig Gaylord from Fiesta Foods. Some of those folks are here tonight. Please help me thank all of our sponsors for helping this night be available to us. So we have another program ahead of us with some videos, again, from people that Jan has known over the years. But I think we're going to go ahead and get started with dinner. So we'll be back in about 20 minutes, and just invite you to enjoy dinner and the company of those who are at your table. Thanks, everybody. Okay, if I could have your attention for just a few minutes, we're going to go ahead and get started with second section of this program tonight. Given our COVID restrictions, there are many of Jan's colleagues and friends and mentors who were unable to be here tonight with us in person. So those people, we contacted quite a few of those, and a number of them were really excited to share their statements and their memories of Jan by video. And so I would ask you to please turn your attention to the back of the room, where we've got a number of videos that we are going to share with you.
Congratulations, Jan, on your retirement. So deserved after decades of effectively and passionately advocating on behalf of your members. I'm going to miss you. I'm going to be real upfront about that. I'm going to miss being able to observe firsthand that unrelenting advocacy on behalf of your members, which always seemed to come from a place of genuine, deep concern you had for their well-being and their welfare, and it came across. I'm even going to miss you coming through the door telling me everything I was doing wrong. In fact, you didn't even have to get through the door to say that, but you always managed to do it with a bit of a smile on your face, and frankly, in a way that endeared me to you even more. I'm going to miss you providing me with the opportunity to kind of take over the agenda every time we met with your members, which I always look forward to so much, and ask them about their businesses and their challenges. It was such a privilege. It's a privilege to hold public office, period, but a privilege to be able to learn about all these different aspects of our state and our country. And you didn't get in the way of that. You enabled it. You facilitated it. Frankly, I think at times you even encouraged it. Such a privilege. But it was nowhere near the privilege of the opportunity over the last several decades to get to know you better and better, and to call you friend. And Jen, you are my friend. And I hope in your retirement, there will be ways in which we can continue to have contact. I would enjoy that. And I certainly wish you the very best in retirement, because you deserve it, Jan. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jan G. I am disappointed that I'm in DC and not able to join you in person, because from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for your leadership, your passion, your dedication to freedom and free markets and preserving our American way of life. That American leadership that has done more to lift people out of poverty and raise the standard of living more than any other country in the world. And it's founded upon the values and the principles based in freedom and free markets. I remember when I was first elected to the Washington State House of Representatives. Jan, you were there, and you were one of the very first people who came knocking on my door on behalf of small businesses and other business organizations in Washington State. Those businesses that are the engine of our economy, those businesses that are the result of ideas that individuals have had to build new products or new services in our state and in our country. And you came and knocked on my door, and we built a friendship through the years, advocating and advancing freedom and free markets. Thank you. Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your example. Thank you for fighting the good fight. I wish you all the best in this next chapter. May God bless you richly. Thank you so much. All the best.
Hi everyone from sunny Central Washington. I'm Commissioner Vicki Baker, and I want to take a second to thank my friend Jan G for everything she did for me to get me where I am today. She started out putting me under her wing as soon as she thought I was interested in government. She put me on her Government Affairs Committee and on her board to help with bills, to testify, to learn everything I could about government and how it works. And I couldn't be more blessed to have had you as a friend and a mentor. Thank you, Jan, for everything you did for me.
Hey Jan, it's Greg Ferreira at the National Grocers Association, and I just want to send this special message to you on this special occasion of your retirement from the WFIA. You're just an amazing person and such a fierce advocate for the independent grocer, both in Washington State and in Washington, D.C., across the country. You've been an amazing supporter and personal friend to NGA. You've served on our board of directors. You've helped us guide legislative and advocacy policy through our Government Relations Committee, and you've been a true friend to me personally for many, many years. You know, you're someone who your members look up to. You're someone who people in your state look to you for guidance. They look to you for your input, and you're going to be sorely missed. But I know you have built an amazing organization with amazing volunteer leadership, an amazing staff who's going to take everything that you have done and bring that to the next level on behalf of the members in Washington State. So Jan, on behalf of the entire team here at NGA, congratulations on this milestone. Happy retirement, and I can't wait to be able to see you in person and toast you.
Greetings, and congratulations, Jan, on your retirement. You've been an extraordinary and insightful leader, great role model, and my dear friend. I admire all of your encompassing leadership role, your principles, your faith, your values, and your love for the grocery industry. We all know when something goes wrong, it usually starts in Washington State, and then it spreads throughout the country. But we know you have it covered. I cherish our late nights at FMI, NGA, FIAE, when we'd stay up late and solve the problems of the world and the food industry. But I know this is not goodbye for us. This is just a moment when we want to recognize you and all that you've done for the grocery industry in Washington State and throughout the country. Godspeed, my friend.
Jan, hello from California, from the world headquarters, really, of the California Grocers Association. Congratulations on your pending retirement. I can't believe this day is finally here. You know, when I first met you in 2008, I was warned of this dynamo of a lobbyist, a Mighty Mouse of sorts, a force to be reckoned with. I wasn't quite sure if I was ready to meet you. I was a little scared and worried, to be honest with you. Of course, none of that is true. You are the loveliest of humans that I've ever met, one of my best friends in the food industry. I will miss so much hiking the hill, being together with you during conferences, and most of all, our dinners and our talks about our family, about our passion for food and the food industry, and of course, which state is crazier, Washington or California? I think right now Washington is winning, so you are leaving at just the right time. Congratulations again, Jan. I look forward to keeping in touch. I know that we will. You'll certainly be invited to all of the California events, of course, one of which is Hawaii, and I'm looking forward to you taking me up on the many years of inviting you over there for our Independence Forum. Congratulations, my friend. I wish you the very, very best. We'll talk to you soon, and I hope to keep in touch.
Hi, Jan. Bill Weimer here. Gosh, I don't think I have enough words to express my profound gratitude to you for everything you've done for us. I'm not sure most of us as independent grocers would be around if it wasn't for you. I really mean that. And I've enjoyed my time together with you when I was on the board, and your enthusiasm for going after whatever thing we needed to do, whatever issue it was. You were always so gung-ho and doing it for the right thing and the right reason. So thank you. I'm excited for your retirement. I know that'll include time with grandkids and hopefully time for yourself to enjoy life. You've put in so much work and time for us. So on behalf of Town and Country Markets and for myself, a profound and heartfelt thank you and congratulations.
Hi, Jan. Hey, I'm so sorry I can't be there at your party. I wanted to say congratulations on your retirement. I'm glad that you're crossing this threshold and be able to spend more time with your family. It's very well deserved. You've truly earned it. You've had such a successful career. Your stalwart leadership at WFIA has been a tremendous success, and I know that leading the board has been no easy task. Let me plagiarize a quote by Richard Dawkins. Indeed, leading the WFIA board must be like herding cats, because they, on the whole, are too independent to lend themselves to being herded. And then there's a Gary Larson cartoon. I think I got it right here. He's a old shepherd-looking cat herder on a hill. See him there? And he's in his thought bubble. It says, "I think I'd rather be managing a large software development project." Anyway, Jan, you've been such a great leader and friend of the WFIA. Always a smile on your face and a contagious positive attitude. You'll be missed. And since you appreciate my strange sense of humor, I'll continue to send you the good stuff, jokes and memes. You can always block me. Believe me, you won't be the first. Much success and joy to you, Jan. I know some people have failed at retirement, and you won't be one of them. Give us a retirement update when you've decompressed some. Have fun.
Hi, Jan. Greetings from Walla Walla from Kathleen and I. Getting ready to go out and play some golf in beautiful Walla Walla. Hey, just wanted to pass on some of the R's that we've learned over retirement. Take them as you wish. But I would strongly suggest one, rest, relax, and let your mind and body catch up. You've been working awfully hard for a lot of years. Remember all the good times. There's so many of them. Recall all the meetings and the sessions and the board meetings and things like that, and all the people that you affected positively. Recognition. Take a look at those trophies and those plaques and those wall ornaments and things, because you earned those. So enjoy them. Reminisce. Be sure that after this is over, we get a chance to reminisce. We need to get together and talk about the good old times, and there were plenty of them. So as Kathleen and I continue our retirement, we wish you a great one on your journey. Take care, God bless, and thank you for everything that you do.
Yay!
Hi Jan, it's Justin from Harbor Foods. Congratulations on your retirement. Wanted to thank you for everything you've done for all of us in the food industry and our company and our team here at Harbor. We sincerely appreciate everything you've done. And I'm calling in from Cabo San Lucas, Mexico right now, and just came down here because I wanted to give you a glimpse of what the future might look like for you. So have a great retirement, congratulations, and we look forward to staying in touch.
Hi Jan, congratulations on your retirement. Sorry I can't make it to your party, but really wishing you the very best, and thank you for all you've done for myself, Washington Independent Retailers, and UNFI. Congratulations again.
Jan, congratulations on getting to the finish line of your work career. You finished strong and you won. I recall when you were hired as the CEO of the association was in a tough place. I think there were even some questions as to whether it was viable, and you were just a staff of one. Well, look at WFIA now. The association is in a great place, providing excellent services and benefits to its members through a wonderful and accomplished staff. I work with quite a few different associations, and I don't think I've ever seen quite such a transformation. What an accomplishment. Take a victory lap, enjoy your retirement, and one day I hope to follow in your footsteps.
So I think as we listen to those 12 folks who wanted to share their thoughts about Jan G and her accomplishments, and maybe even how Jan has impacted their own lives and their careers, I think, there are plenty of us in this room who have stories to tell as well. And so one of the things we want to invite you to do is next door, there's a little booth set up, just I guess right in front of a backdrop there, where you can share your thoughts and memories about your involvement with Jan. And so we encourage you to do that. Also on your tables are some small little notepads there. And we invite you to take just a minute to maybe jot down a familiar story or funny incident that you might have had with Jan, so that, years from now she can dig those things back out and sort of reminisce about that. I think there was a lot of really great words of advice for Jan as she enters into retirement there, but I think even of those of us in this room who've had a chance to just take a minute with Jan tonight, have those same words of, take it easy, enjoy, rest up, but really celebrate all of the incredible impact that you have had on all of us and all of those you've influenced over the years. So again, right outside this room here is that backdrop. Melissa's going to have somebody staffed over there to help you, work through those things. So at this time, I want to call on Allie Hayton, who is our new association board chair, and Phil Blackburn, who is just most recent past board chair, to the podium for a special presentation. Very good. Huh? Good.
So do we? Jan, can we have you come up here with us? You can go around if you want. Oh. So I feel actually a little bit cheated since I've only been with the WFIA, well, officially, like for 5 years. And I was really looking forward when they told me the steps you go through to get to be the chair of the board. And I was really looking forward to having this year with Jan because she's already taught me so much. And to have, another female mentor in this business, because there's not a lot of us, Lori. It's sad for me to not have. I mean, I'm looking forward to working with Tammy, of course, but I do feel just a little bit cheated. But we wanted to present you on behalf of the entire board with. Here, I'll let you hold this.
Okay, that's my job.
Microphone. Oh, a new coat. I'm gonna need that in Arizona.
Tools of retirement.
Ooh.
Champagne and your bonbons and a robe and slippers and a certificate so that you can go and take all those trips that you want to take and enjoy your family, and we'll get you up on the right foot to retirement. But we just want you to know how much we appreciate you and all you've done and all you've taught us that we can all carry on with and keep your legacy going for the next 46 years or whatever it is. So thank you.
And
COVID be damned, right?
Yeah.
well, and I want to say thanks, Jan, for helping me out over the years. There's times that I've needed help in my business, and you responded right away. And also, for anybody that's gone to Washington, D.C. to lobby, those are some of the funniest times I think I've ever had. And there was some Crown Royal involved.
Thanks to Craig.
But the one thing I wanted to say is I really, we put in all that time, not only here in the state, but also back there. And I think what was really important is we made a difference.
Yes,
and that certainly is what you have done, is made a difference. So,
we have made a difference.
yeah, we have made a difference, and you made a difference.
It's always we. So the joke with the champagne and the bonbons is I've said to the staff all these many months, well, I'm gonna come in tomorrow morning and have champagne and bonbons while you guys run the association. So that's the champagne and the bonbons, because that was always my joke. And I can't talk a lot because I love you all so very much. I do. I love this industry. I love the people, but you make up the industry, right? And that's what has driven me for so many years. And the great thing is, Tammy, she's already taken over, folks. You know, it's like my phone has been dead silent for weeks, you know. But she came in my office a few weeks ago and said, I can see now why you have such a passion. Because she would see me over at the Capitol like boom, 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 you know. And she said, I can see it now because this is a great industry and great people. And I love you all, and you have been the most amazing people to represent, and you just don't even know the power you have with elected officials because of who you are in your communities. It's fun, it's amazing, it's been the best career in the world. It's hasn't even been a career, it's been a passion. It's been fun. I've gotten excited every day to get up and go, woohoo, let's go today, you know. So I thank you all. Sorry for all these COVID masks and restrictions, but I knew it was the right time for me, and I knew it was the right time for you. Because it's time to take you all to the next level. And Tammy is younger and full of energy and full of commitment, and she has a great developed staff behind her, and they are so excited to go for it. So if you think as board members I was rough on you, wait till I leave and Tammy gets to you. So thank you all. I love you all, and thank you very much. And tomorrow morning is my first day of retirement, so I'll break out the champagne and the bonbons.
Yay!
I know there were a lot of people that really wanted to be here today, and like Dave Willis, he had committed to his family a 14-day quarantine before Thanksgiving, and then remembered that this was tonight. So if it weren't for COVID, this place would not have been big enough for all of the people's lives that you have affected, and all of the people's lives you have made better. So if it weren't, I mean, we're breaking the rules here as it is, but we just didn't want you to go without some show of how much you mean to so many people. And I wanted you to, yeah.
That's why I said to Tammy, I said, don't invite any agency people or we'll get reported. After we've lectured
Everybody
our
said
stores
yes,
and
so
everything, I said, we'll get reported, so.
So Jan, just a couple more things. First of all, if you want to just walk over here for a quick second, and for those of you who are sort of at the back of the room, you can see a little bit better what this plaque is demonstrating up front. But basically, we've got a little bit of Jan's history recorded here, not just her 18 years at WFIA, but also her 46 years of mentoring and being effective and impactful across our industry. And so, Jan, we want you to take this, and hopefully you'll find a place in your home to hang this as a memory of all the things that you've done, not only for WFIA, but within our industry and across the retail in total. So congratulations again, and thank you. And the other thing I want to just point out to you is that in this basket, one of the things as we got thinking about, well, what can we do that would be of some value to Jan as she approached retirement? And the executive folks got together and they talked a little bit about what that might be. And one of the things we thought about was, you know, Jan likes to vacation. She likes to vacation with her sister. And so we thought, well, let's you know, sort of pool some timeshare together, and we'll award her that. Well, Jan already has all sorts of timeshare that she hasn't been able to use until now. So inside of that box someplace is a check, Jan, for $10,000 to help you with all the travel arrangements and all the other kinds of things that happen when you go on vacation. So please accept that as our congratulations and thanks for many years of service. Okay, so I think what we're going to do at this point is I think we've got some mics down here. Is that right? Someplace? Yep, we got a mic right in the back. So if anybody would like to just, maybe raise your hands if you have something that you'd like to share really quickly with this group, we'll bring the mic to you. So just a show of hands, and then we'll bring a mic to you. Okay. Craig?
I should wait for Jan.
Yes.
I just wanted to say first, Jan made me a better retailer by getting me more involved, and so I really appreciate that. But she's given me a hard time over the years. As soon as he brought up Crown Royal, she said, "Oh, where's Craig Gaylord?" So she's made me out to be like either the WFIA alcoholic or something along those lines. And the one trip, I just got to say, we had so many good trips to Washington, D.C., but we went one year, and it was Phil and Darius and Paul and me and Chris. And we ran the bar out of Crown Royal. And then Jan's never going to forget that. And then also she kept telling everybody what a great travel director I was. And after I screwed up 2 or 3 more dinners, she quit asking me to do that.
Thank you, Craig. Anybody else?
So I guess I'll go. So many would be very intimidated to follow Jan, and I would be one, for sure. I mean, what an impressive career that she has had. Truly honored to be part of that. She's just been a mentor for 20 years. Jan was the first one to take me to a business coalition meeting, and I came as her subject matter expert on workers' comp. Didn't know what was gonna happen or what to expect, but we went into this room and we stood strong on not having a flat rate increase on workers' comp. And by golly, we turned that entire business community around. And today we have decent workers' comp rates because of it on time loss. So that was my first experience. And Jan said, just stay strong. I'm right there with you. And sure enough, she was. And Jan's always been there for me all through the years. And this has just been a great year, great opportunity. And I've just really had a good time. And I am honored to represent all of you and be there for you. And I promise I will keep the fight going, and I'll do my best. I just don't have that umbrella to poke the legislators with, but I'll threaten them with calling Jan. Right? So we'll turn it to Kat now, but thank you all, and I'm honored to be part of this organization. And I can see why Jan has so much passion for what she does and how much she cares about all of you, because I already feel that same way. It's really an honor to be here for you. So thank you.
Thank you, Tammy. Okay, Kat?
So a couple things before I get to the story, because the story is very funny. But Jan took a chance on me, and that's something that I will never forget. We've had our ups and downs, but through everything, I've always known that Jan loved me and wanted the best for me, and she's been a really wonderful boss, a wonderful friend, and just someone who has truly changed me, both professionally and personally, and she's made me a much better lobbyist than I think than if I would have gone anywhere else. And something that has made me love being with WFIA is all of you, and that's something that I've always been and I've talked about since the beginning. Within the first 2 weeks of Jan hiring me, we were in the middle of session, and there was a particular issue where a legislator who usually is really good with her issues, he decided that he was going to put 23 amendments on this bill and kill the bill. And so Jan was pissed, like very, very, very mad. And so she comes up to the hill, and it's wet, so she has an umbrella her jacket off, and this is after Carolyn and I had already talked to him, and I'm like, that's not a good idea. Like, why'd you do that? And she calls him out. She has her umbrella. She's like, why did you put all those amendments on the bill? And she has her umbrella, and she's poking him with the umbrella. And so and I'm like, what the heck did I just sign myself up for? But through that, though, they actually became pretty good friends. And he has since retired, but they worked through getting the Rainier School funding and a lot of things that have been really personal and very important to Jan. And a lot of it wouldn't have happened if she hadn't been so passionate for you guys. But I just want to say thank you. And we've talked about this before, and you know how I feel, but I truly, truly, truly am very grateful for you. Just thank you.
Thank you, Kat. Anybody else? Greg.
So my Jan story is we were in the process of opening a store out in Yelm, and it was 4 days before we were going to open, and the WIC department told us we're not going to issue any more WIC licenses for the city of Yelm. We got enough. And so I said, and I wasn't on the board at that point. We were a member of WFI, but I wasn't on the board. So somebody said, you want to call Jan G? And I said, well, who's Jan G? And she said, she's a little pit bull and she'll get the job done. Don't worry about it. So anyway, we called Jan and explained to Jan, and we had a WIC license in about 24 hours. I mean, that's how fast it happened. So, I mean, there again, and then 4 days after that, she called and said, now you're going to be on the board, right? And I said, absolutely. But anyway, we love Jan. She's done a lot of great things for our company, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, Greg. And Allie, just a quick note here. I don't know if you took notes when Kat was telling her story, but please make sure that Tammy has an umbrella so that we can carry on with those traditions. Anybody else? Anybody else that would like to share?
My memory, I don't know that Jan even knows this story, but Kevin Stormans and I, we argue back and forth about who's been on the board the longest, because it's like mid-90s and nobody knows exactly what it is. So I have seen this thing go through all kinds of ups and downs, including having the chains, and then the chains trying to steal our money, and CEOs that we weren't sure whether or not they were trying to steal our money, and there was all kinds of things going on. So when we were trying to find a new CEO, and Jan was on the list, and there were several of us. I remember Dave Willis was one. I don't remember who else was on that group, and we were interviewing people and going through this process. And I remember turning to Dave Willis, I think I was pretty sure it was Dave, at one point, and going, is there some real logical reason why we are going through this process? Because there's only one candidate for this job, and it was Jan. But the group all thought, well, we probably should take the proper steps, and so we went through that. And I don't know if you remember, if you ever heard that, Jan, but it was an exercise in just futility to look for anybody else.
Thank you, Don. Anyone else?
Okay, so my
Thanks,
my
Lori.
first exposure to Jan, where is she, was my first official meeting with her. I knew that this was going to work out for me because the first time I met her officially was at the Tides Tavern on the patio with a glass of wine. And I thought, I'm in. Whatever this is, I'm in. I can do this. So that was great. I've never had any exposure to going to Washington, D.C., or going to even our state capitol. So that was fun. That was, from seeing people. And, I think when we went to Washington, D.C., we're out there walking around, and Bernie Sanders walked right by us. That was Bernie Sanders just walked right by us. So, I mean, it was a whole different world. And I would have never had any kind of exposure to anything like that without you. And there are not very many strong women leaders in this world, and you're definitely one of them, and someone that I can look up to. And I appreciate that. And you have just led with such grace and just stood up for yourself and everyone around you. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Lori. Tyler Meyer in the back.
Well, thank you all for being here. It's great. And by the way, there's a lot of food. I hope you'll take some home. We're restaurants, so we have to-go boxes. So they're all packed up. Jan, this is a day that I knew was going to come, but I'm very sad that it is here, but I'm happy for you. And besides my good friend, Mr. Don Stoles back there, we've had a lot of years together. But I think it's time to let the cat out of the bag. There's boards that run their organization, and there's CEOs that run their boards. And the fact of the matter is, you had a board that looked up to you so highly that, frankly, 9 out of 10 times we just wanted you to tell us what we should think, okay? Because we love you that much. We have that much trust in you. It's been a pure joy being part of that. And I think that's evident by the fact that your board has stayed so long, okay? There's passion for the industry, but frankly, there's a lot of passion for you and admiring what you've done for us. And it's hard not to support somebody that supported us so greatly. So in addition to that, I will say for the board, we're very grateful that you are leaving for retirement, and you've left the organization with probably what I would say is the strongest management team we've ever had, the strongest financials, the greatest impact in Olympia that we've ever had. And for us that have organizations that at some point are going to retire or pass the torch, you're a terrific example of the way that should be done. Because you've done a marvelous job hiring the successor, telling us what the board needed to do to get ready for your transition, hiring a terrific staff, and you've left us in such a great place, and not everybody does that when they leave. So we're incredibly grateful for everything you've done, including the way that you've departed and left for your retirement. So thank you.
Thank you. Well said, Tyler. Anybody else? Okay, I want to share just a couple of things if I can. So and I shared with this table with Ann and Don and Lori a bit ago. I remember the first time that I went to Washington, D.C., and I knew that Jan had such influence, not just here in the state of Washington, but also from her time lobbying beyond, her Washington connections. And as we were walking through the halls of the Senate and the House buildings, everybody seemed to know that Jan G was in Washington, D.C. And it was every person we passed is, oh, hi, Jan, great to see you. What are you doing in Washington, D.C.? And the rest of us were just kind of along for the ride. And I really, it said to me once, I got back sort of reflecting a little bit on this, and I thought, how did we get so lucky to have somebody of the caliber of Jan G to be our leader within the Washington Food Industry Association? Just hit me that she is not just about our little WFIA association, but she's had so much more influence beyond us. So that was the one thing. And the other thing that I want to thank Jan for is, and I think I can speak on behalf of many of us in this room, I think early on, when we first joined the board, many of us were afraid of how we would ever approach a legislator about an issue. And it really took Jan, I think, sort of taking us by the hand, if you will, and maybe even forcing us, in many cases, to step up to that obligation that we have to be activists for our businesses and for our organizations. And I remember the first time that Jan came to Spokane, we were going to interview a number of folks that we were deciding who we were going to give PAC money to. And I was like, oh man, I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what questions I'm going to ask. And Jan had, like she does for all of us when we go to the Day on the Hill, sort of a recap of all the issues, all the impacts, all the questions that we should be asking. It was already there. And once I got through that first session and sort of lost that fear of talking to somebody who, they put their pants on the same way that I do, it sort of gave me that confidence to step up to the fact that if I've got an issue in my company and if we got an issue in our industry, we have to be activists to do it, to step up to that and bring those issues to their attention, because nobody else is going to do it. Jan has been our leader over this time, and she's inspired all of us. She's mentored us. She's helped us move ourselves along and become more mature in terms of our lobbying efforts. And I can't thank you enough for that, Jan, because I think all of us in this room can say with great gusto that we are better businessmen because of you. And so on behalf of all of us, thank you for that. And so I think we're to that point in the evening where I think Tammy is going to propose a toast. And while Tammy is getting ready for that, I just want to remind you that, again, on the other side of this wall is a screen and a video camera where you can go ahead and share your thoughts about Jan's impact on you. All of those thoughts are going to be combined with the video performances that you saw from the 12 other people that appeared in the videos earlier, so that Jan has that for another piece of the memory of tonight. So I hope you'll take advantage of that. Tammy.
Thank you. So I just wanted to start everyone in proposing a toast to Jan and thanking her for the many wonderful years that she's given to all of you and all the good fights that she's provided, and just thanking her for everything she's done to prepare us as we move into the next level of where we're going to go with the organization. So here's to you, Jan. Thank you. And we love you.